The P, the A, the D, the G, the Z.
People are starting to realize that we need to legalize marijuana, for example. We need to focus on education and treatment, for example. We should not be imprisoning more people in the United States of America than the Soviets have in their prisons. So marijuana really is almost the poster child for who's in charge.
Having become an international issue, when do the lines blur? How does a massive underground market like this survive while remaining illegal? Why is marijuana illegal in the first place? And if prohibition is meant to protect us, I guess the most obvious question is, does the prohibition work?
If prohibition worked, okay, if you could just wave a magic wand and say, this has gone away, I'd be all over it, you know? But the fact of the matter is that prohibition has never worked.
You know, we've been here before. You remember the first prohibition, right? Which was? Prohibition of alcohol. No, I'm talking about the first prohibition. Thou shalt not partake of the fruit of the tree of knowledge. And who was the big cop? And how many people did he have to watch? 2.
What are the goals of this prohibition?
I assume the goals of prohibition are to reduce the amount of drugs available and to reduce the demand for those drugs. In both instances, cannabis prohibition's an utter failure.
Has the prohibition stopped people from using marijuana?
You get a phone call that says, I'm from the federal government. I want to know whether you've been using cocaine or marijuana recently. Presumably you might be getting a little bit of an underestimate.
In 1937, there were estimated to be 55,000 marijuana users. And now they're estimated to be more than 50 million of them. That's a 100,000% increase.
Seems to be quite a few of them. Yes, I'm afraid there are.
Whether the drug is criminalized or decriminalized does not affect the rates of smoking of cannabis, either uptake or of discontinuation.
So what are the dangers of using marijuana?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is it like a rapid heartbeat? Broker's cough.
I'm sure it has some effect on your brain function, memory, breathe.
I don't know, is there something unhealthy about moving slowly?
It's not good for you. You're not fully conscientious of what you're doing.
Thicken some membranes in your brain or something.
Well, it's been science. I guess I'm being told it's been scientifically proven that marijuana kills your brain cells.
Wow. That's the one I remember. Marijuana kills brain cells.
I thought the same thing. You know, I didn't start smoking pot until about 5 years ago. I thought pot made you stupid. Now, I bought into it just as much as anybody did. I realized when I was like 30 years old that I was tricked. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
1974, the Heath Tulin study. Ronald Reagan announces, the most reliable scientific sources say permanent brain damage is one of the inevitable results of the use of marijuana. Monkeys pumped full of marijuana, apparently 30 joints a day, had begun to atrophy and die after 90 days. Brain damage was determined after counting the dead brain cells of both monkeys who had been subjected to the marijuana and ones who had not. This study became the foundation of the government, and other special interest groups claim that marijuana kills brain cells. Here's what they didn't tell you. After 6 years of requests, how the study was conducted was finally revealed. Instead of administering 30 joints a day for 1 year, Dr. Heath used a method of pumping 63 Colombian-strength joints through a gas mask within 5 minutes over 3 months.
They suffocated the monkeys. What they did is they put these gas masks basically on their face and they pumped pot into it, but without additional oxygen. So after X amount of time, the brain shut down. Well, if you suffocate, the first thing that's going to happen is your brain cell's going to die with lack of oxygen. So what they did is they suffocated the monkey, showed all these dead brain cells, and then went on to associate it by saying that cannabis use causes your brain cells to die. And how many people, not knowing the origin of the study, have gone and quoted it and re-quoted it. And now people believe it.
Studies since have shown no signs of any brain cell damage. In 2005, new research suggested that marijuana could possibly stimulate brain cell growth. That study hasn't received the same attention. Another common belief, marijuana causes lung cancer.
In the 1999 study by the Institute of Medicine that was paid for by the United States government, they had to use words like may and should cause cancer.
We've been hearing for years them trying to say that it causes lung cancer, and we say, really, that's interesting because you can't even show us one case of cancer being caused by cannabis use alone.
You definitely have to do it moderately because it does paralyze the cilia, but if it's non-radioactive, you're probably not going to get cancer from it.
Smoking it can be harmful because of the properties of smoke.
Not as a result of anything in the cannabis plant, but because they're intaking heated plant matter into their lungs.
People said, well, you don't know. We haven't been smoking it long enough. Look what happened with cigarettes. We've had about 4 decades, or more than 4 decades of experience. If this was going to show up, it should have shown up by now.
Finally, a study came out just in the last month verifying that cannabis smoke does not cause cancer. It's different than nicotine. And the elements in the tobacco smoke do cause cancer, and the elements in the marijuana don't.
There's no cases of marijuana-only smokers getting brown lung syndrome. There's no cases of marijuana-only smokers getting emphysema. Strange for a plant that's so dangerous. How come none of that?
Marijuana is as bad for you or worse than tobacco? Impossible. If they had the evidence, they'd be putting emaciated bodies or emphysema, lung cancer, black lungs, they would be parading them throughout the media. They don't have one. Yet people somehow think that it might cause the same thing.
In fact, if you look at the straight deaths from substances, a different type of picture starts to appear. The #1 killer in the country? It beat out AIDS, heroin, crack, cocaine, alcohol, car accident, fire, and murder combined. Tobacco.
That's a nasty, dirty thing to say, son. A lovely, pure white cigarette.
about all the crime and violence associated with marijuana?
From beat cop to police chief, I saw ample evidence of the harm caused by alcohol and the absence of evidence caused by marijuana use. And I mean the complete absence. I cannot recall a single case in which marijuana contributed to domestic violence, crimes of theft, and the like.
You want to know what a weed smoker looks like? You're staring at one. You know, like, I'm a weed smoker. I'm not, like, crazy or, you know, I'm not stabbing you right now.
Most of the violent crime that's committed, or most of the crime period that's committed having to do with drugs, is people who are on drugs committing violent crimes. If you make it legal, if you make it cheaper, you make it more available, you're going to have more violence, more addiction,
Tom, that is
more
not
crime.
true. Stop lying to us.
Oh, now, come on.
Stop lying to us. That is not true. You know, don't tell me that. I've smoked pot, Tom. I've admitted it. I've done it. I've done all of the big three. I've done tobacco, I've done alcohol, and I've done marijuana, Tom. Guess what? Marijuana's the least of the three, pal.
You guys prove me wrong or whatever. I want to hear someone that has smoked too much weed and went home and beat his wife and beat his children or whatever, like you see on booze.
The only big issue on alcohol is drunken driving and binge drinking among college students. Otherwise, you can drink to your heart's content.
There are far more crimes committed under the influence of unadulterated, if you will, emotions. Anger, rage, jealousy.
A lot of our understanding is driven by what's in the paper and on the television and the radio these days. And we get extremes, and the black and white thinking is reinforced, I think, by that.
If only there was something to compare it to. Something that was prohibited at one time but is now regulated. So we could see what the difference might be. What could that be? What could that be?
Under prohibition of alcohol, everything got worse. Everything.
Alcohol prohibition really birthed and gave rise to massive organized criminal groups within the United States. It led to a general disregard for the law and a general disregard for police activity because it was a law that most people didn't obey.
Would you have supported the prohibition of alcohol 75 years ago?
Well, I'm glad you brought up the alcohol example. I mean, as a governor, you must have known firsthand the cost of alcohol. I hear this argument a lot of times, like alcohol.
That isn't what I asked you, Tom. I asked you a specific question. Don't get me spin. I said, would you have supported the prohibition of alcohol 75 years ago?
I don't think I would have.
Why?
Because alcohol, for better or worse, and a lot of times for worse, it's a close call, is a long entrenched and ingrained part of our culture and our society. I mean, you go back thousands of years, the first writing is about alcohol, the Bible, everything else. It's really hard to reach in
Tom, wait
and
a
throw
minute.
this out of
Let
society.
me inject something then. Then if you believe that God also made the marijuana plant.
I'm talking about society. I'm talking about our culture and our society.
You just said the Bible.
Alcohol poisoning went up by 600% during Prohibition. There were more speakeasies in large cities like New York City under Prohibition than there are taverns and liquor stores today.
Sure, one can point to alcohol as being a continuing social problem, but we don't have people shooting each other over alcohol.
When alcohol was prohibited, people lived at that time to know the difference between prohibition and non-prohibition. They could see that the prohibition of alcohol caused the emergence of gangsters in the underworld that took control of these substances. Alcohol then was no longer in their control.
Could this be the same for marijuana?
It strengthens organized crime, without a doubt, because you have to be a criminal to sell it. It's that simple.
This brings crime into it. That's why the benefits and the ability to make money is so huge.
Weapons were used to intimidate people, and we've seized approximately 50 weapons, sawed-off shotguns, and most of them are loaded.
Where's all this competition we've heard so much about? You call these prices low?
Marijuana is just a weed, and marijuana is worth more ounce for ounce than gold.
You don't find legal commodities, at $200 an ounce. You don't even find them at $200 a pound. Heck, most things are $200 a ton for corn and grain and barley.
That's why when you walk 10 pounds of marijuana across the border into the United States, it becomes worth 20 pounds.
You create an artificially inflated value for that drug that is so huge that people decide it's worth murdering people in order to control this market.
think the Fraser Institute called cannabis prohibition a gift of revenue to organized crime.
But what do growers and dealers think of this? Would you like to see the government in the future legalize marijuana here in BC?
Stealing money from us?
I know I wouldn't like to see it legalized. The government would control and regulate the product, and that could potentially hurt a lot of people in the industry.
How can you compete with factories have perfectly rolled out doobies? They'd perfect it, and we'd all be out of money.
Makes for strange bedfellows. You've got the police and the high-level drug dealers both agreeing that we should maintain this prohibition. Well, when you got high-level drug dealers saying prohibition is good, you might want to scratch your head a little and think, well, shoot, why would they want to continue prohibition?
I can't imagine why a grower who's making $150,000 or $300,000 a year would ever want to see marijuana legalized. I mean, the last thing a grower wants is sensible policy. The madness continues and they continue to get rich.
Look like my eyelids are inside out. Not a dime this time, but a nice size quarter. We call our shit coffee, but we don't dip it in that water. We order it with no sugar and cream, straight green. Then it's chicken and ribs, baked beans. My plate's clean, then I find the rhythm. Mind if I give them a little? I'm kinda high right now, so I'll just go and hit them with riddles. And I'll twiddle my thumbs. My direct connect is gone, but my middleman is about to come with some motro. Oh, yo. You know the logo, we high no more.
Like Cooler Brown, as we scoot around. Ain't no time better than this, so let's do it now. Put our shit together now. We got some hella shit. Congregate, start a cycle, and then we fellowship. And pull our wigs back, may drink a six-pack.
Damn, that bitch fat. Rob, let me hit that. We got the hoes, we got the drinks, we got the dro, we got security, and they knocking at the door. They all the door. We get high. All of a sudden I'm buzzing, I only hit that hoe twice. But if you pass it right back, shit, that'll be so nice.
Yeah, so I guess that mean the clock starts now as I take a hit. That's some pretty strong shit. It ain't hard to admit that I'm thinking I can't quit. Cause man, I love the coffee sip. Drug lab fucking trip. Cough one time for people that's over there. I'ma cough 2 times for ladies that's everywhere. Yeah, cause that's the way that it goes. I blow some smoke out my mouth and the rest of my nose. Now my new cologne smell is the smoke in my clothes. I'm blowing smoke signals. Now what's the opposite of low? I'm starving. Somebody tell me where the groceries be. I got the munchies. Feel like I haven't ate a bite in weeks. Then I fell asleep. Woke up with another sweet. Start that shit all over again. You see, they know we get high. So we get high in the mode.
Why would pharmaceuticals be threatened by a plant? The answer may be as simple as one word: natural. Because a significant amount of research to date has confirmed or suggested that marijuana in its natural state is still the most effective form. Can you imagine a world where you or I wouldn't have to pay for certain medicines?
After dealing with about 10,000 patients over the last 15 years, I would say that over 200 different medical conditions respond favorably to cannabis.
Benefits that we never ever knew about.
Glaucoma,
epilepsy, muscular dystrophy,
arthritis,
multiple sclerosis,
wasting syndrome,
ability of chronic pain,
depression, anxiety, hepatitis C, cancer,
chemo,
AIDS patients.
Is there a product out there today that provides as many medical benefits as cannabis?
No. It remains an unutilized major resource.
The way to riches in the pharmaceutical industry is to have a drug which can be patented.
Cannabis is problematic right from the start because it's a multi-molecule drug.
In 1930, it wasn't possible to patent plants, and that's the reason that pharma never picked up on this, because by synthesizing and owning compounds, that's where the profit motive comes into the pharmaceutical industry.
The patent in the United States lasts for 20 years. Well, you can charge whatever you want at that time, and that's where you make the killing.
There's no money to be made off natural plants. If you can use a natural medicine that you can grow in your own home, which costs pennies to use, you're going to do that.
You need water and dirt. Not only that, you have that plant forever.
Prime motivation behind any drug company is to make money, and as much money as possible.
They're corporations, and corporations, everybody knows that it's like that diffusion of responsibility thing. There's so many people working for corporations that they lose their humanity.
So those are potential customers for these pharmaceutical companies that are not there if they're using a natural plant.
It's unlimited. Grow more, you get more medicine. Pharmaceutical companies don't want you growing your own medicine.
The government supported a small drug company by the name of Unimed to take a synthetic THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, and to put it into capsules to be used as a oral medicine. This became Marinol. This THC in Marinol is exactly the same 21 carbon molecule that's in herbal marijuana. But it's not the same as medical marijuana. It's not a crude mixture of things, and there's no guarantee that you get the same results.
You can make a synthetic delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol in a test tube. It'll have exactly the same number of atoms and the same arrangement. But how in the test tube can you put the electron spins together, the subatomic quirks and quarks, if you like, of that compound in the same way that a biological enzyme system will put it together? It can't happen.
In the case of a synthetic compound, if it's only an ingredient from the cannabis, they can formulate that as a drug and make a lot more money out of it.
We're confused that if, you keep hearing that there's no scientific proof to medicinal benefits of marijuana, why are there drugs like Marinol on the market? Why do they even exist?
Well, that's part of this double talk about it. If we take and change it a little bit, so you believe it isn't marijuana, then it's okay. It's a great medicine.
They're trying to make marijuana into medicine because it is medicine.
Why did the government actually grow marijuana? I mean, the government has had marijuana programs that existed since the 70s.
It's impossible for me to believe that the government even believes their own propaganda. What I do believe is this, that you can fool some of the people some of the time, and they're doing an excellent job of that.
And for all the claims of these drugs being a more viable medicine because there's no high, we checked some of the side effects. For Marinol, dizziness, feelings of exaggerated happiness, drowsiness. Last time I checked, those were signs of getting high.
The very first time I hit the weed, I was young, coughing up a lung, high strung back in 81, going to school, hitting the Buddha behind the bleachers, coming to class high, selling the lies to the teachers. Nickel bag, down to a nickel, selling joints to the honey, suck it like an icicle. I just wanted the 40, but I wanted the weed. While everybody was running out, I was planting my seeds. Homegrown backyard boogie, I'm still stoned, got my weed plants taller than your telephone pole. I remember when I could only get cess in those days. Now I'm rocking that chocolate top, stuck in the haze, roll a fat one, pass it to the left, don't front. But I hate it when they don't take the seeds out the blunt. Amateur blood rollers are like rookies on the field, spilling the weed plant, fucking rookies with no skill. I should write a book, how to roll it, then pass it, light it, roll it, sell it, and then divide it. Mr. Green Thumb, Dr. Weed, I proceed to give the herb man what they need. True and D, blow your fucking smoke up in the sky and get high with your bong or your Philly, your Dutchess, give me a line. Grab the weed up, pack it in, put it in the pipe, light it up, smoke a bowl, we pumping the line right. Put your finger on the hole and hold it in, brother. Take a puff, that's enough, and pass it to another. Smoke it up till it's all gone. No roaches up in the ashtray. Smoke up all the bomb. I used to spend money, but now I'm growing the crops. But I hate it when the pigs throw a raid on the spot. It was once said I smoked so much weed by a brother that I look like the nigga on the zigzag cover. Maybe I used to look like that way back when my nigga said dog was around, sipping on the hand. Let the fly rhyme smother you with the scent of the skunk. We got the high times. Cuppa showed you how to roll a blunt. Quarter pound, pound to a quarter. Making trips to Mexico, running down to the border. Long hairs, bald head, dreads, and punk rocks. Kids of all colors be pumping it down the block. I got the weed on lock with all the hydro methods. Call me Puffy, cause I'm making and taking a hit. Breaking, blow your fucking smoke up in the sky and get high with the bomb. Billy, your Dutchess, give me a line. Got the weed up, pack it in, put it in the pipe, light it up, smoke a bowl. We pumping the line right. Put your finger on the hole and hold it in, brother. Take a puff, that's enough, and pass it to another.
Dedicated to all gangbangers, and locotes. And to all my homies, you know what I'm saying? From the sick individuals, motherfuckers, los marihuanos, wicked ass niggas.
I see it. We got everything, you know? Lo que quieran. Nickels, dimes, anything. Pounds. Pero más para la feria. Bring that cash, you know? No feria.
Give me the weed, but not if there's any seeds and stems. Smoke so much you high with breathing it in. But a swag bag of dirt, that's if you're hurting. But you can't, and that's for certain. Leave the bunk alone and keep searching. Get your bong, get your pipe, get your bowl, or your zig stuff, the urban. You won't be curb swerving, that's slicker. Course you ain't alert, gurgling bourbon. That'll put you in a hearse smirk when you hit up. Hear the trees lit up. When campaign time comes, you ain't seeing a dealer for the green cents and million. It's big biz, pass it. But when the 5-0 comes, you need to stash it. I smoke weed and sequels up in the U.S. When they handing out needles, the people shooting at mess. Let's get set, so start removing the rest. Zidu from the bong, and I'ma hit you with Hong Kong gave me. Word that eighth, the blaze is love. Crazy ain't no gateway drug. I make love and breaking your mug better. Purple haze in the hub, that's rare. I'm a bud, etc. What's the high times cup competitor? See, my routine is taking a puff before I freshen up. Some wanting to chin test the messenger. Yeah, like Rip promote drugs, the kids 11 and up. The white widow is repping the cup. 2 pulls, now pass it. You can keep your brown swag shit. I'm looking for weed around the Atlas. Amsterdam, I smoke first and then I lay down the Atlas. Only after we looking for the cat who hustling is. Gotta be official and roll a muscular blitz till we all get high. You can keep your alcohol, cause I take a whole off the lie. We high time fans, smoke till you choke. Before recording, we get high in advance. Chant your money on the most tightest of brands. I kid you not, please dispose of that bullshit. Is you got, man, be careful of cats who would visit the cops. Pop lock to the lost spot, we get in the crop. Rip you twisted, yeah, and at the same time straight. Overseas, I'll be blazing line with the jakes. D-son, where the chicks, cause it ain't no fun. You spark, I spark, they smoke one. Might inhale with a broke lung, way past the hunger. Probably even after my nose run.
First you gotta pack the pipe, then you got to grab a light. Now you know it's time to get nice, cause we all smoke to get high. Some people smoke the nicest green, some people smoke that in between. Some people smoke stems and seeds, but we all smoke to get high.
I got my tassels graduating from the hassle of the haggles for the whack-ass baggers, swaggles. I used to rock it and keep it in my Timbos and pull it out to look cool for the bimbos. These days I rock a thimble. It's quite simple. Got a green thumb and people smell shit when the wind blows. See if I'm high under pressure, it's soft. And if my eyes look sleepy, it's cron. Shh, yo, DJ, some move on. Hey yo, party people, that was DJ Kong. So peace to my man Dev for putting us on. I hope we took you back to where we think it belongs. But before I go, I gotta say so long to the whole entire nation that be pumping the bomb.
All you toucans, Sams, follow your noses. Fuck around, smoke some shit and die choking. Eyes still wide open, so I gotta close them a little. Smoke on the doja a little. Hit Cali where that bomb bright green is lurking. But not too much in my head start hurting. Pencil in my lead stop working. Never thought I'd get this high, but I'm not certain, so I roll another split and I hit licks. Now I'm nice and smooth like Greg and I.
Hey yo, this weed is bullshit. Feel like I'm decked in the grill. I should've chewed the ecstasy pill with Stephanie Mills. White broads, mushrooms out in Beverly Hills. High post, gave the head in the field. Yo, I'm on some Iron Mike Tyson Zoloft, busted the toes off. Cop 3 plus some trees. How much do those cost? Cop a brick and some shit that'll blow your fucking nose off. Sean Price's drug show off. Yeah.
I'm feeling high, so high.
If you feel it, then you're ready for the motion.
I'm feeling high, so high.
If you feel it, then you're ready for the motion.
Getting high, so high.
If you feel it, then you're ready for the motion.
Feeling high,
If you feel it, then you're ready for the
I just left Dread on the corner, telling me have it, you know. You know I got a habit to blow. Fuck it, stay on the low, but stay high too. Niggas talk shit, but they high too. Slide with who? Fool, it's just me and my trees. This Panamanian gold blows with ease. These motherfuckers don't think I smoke a lot of chocolate, please. In the parking lot, stash from D's. Smoking like the whip on fire. See him coming in the street, I put the clips on tires. Then it's back to smoking, let's get it cracking again. Words hit the paper, but there's pen stabbing your men for trying to lease my weed. Taste my weed, you gotta be fair, if not, taste the breeze.
feeling high, so high. If you feel it, then you're ready for the motion. I'm feeling high, so high. If you feel it, then you're ready for the motion. I'm getting high, so high. If you feel it, then you're ready for the motion. I'm feeling high, so high. If you feel it, then you're ready for the motion.
I was smoking the bar Marley, that's where I met Molly, BX. Soon as I seen her, I was thinking SEX. She peeped us when we hopped out of the GS. Smoke was everywhere, she high off of EX. Telling Drew, don't drink and drive, I said, what is this? Pass the Hennessy and mind your business. Roll up a fat one and pass it around. We all high, we all drunk, know how you get down. And don't worry about me, little ma, I do this. And what about Drew, he got dope.
I met a chicken cluck, a hood slut. She coconuts. All she wanted was coconuts. I'm like, ma, all you need is a toad of the ookie. I even fuck you with your weed groupies. I smoke green like I seen Snoopy. What up, Doc Dre? My neighborhood weed gate be a block away. Tyson bricks chop away. Can't get knocked by the coppers or you get locked away for more than 2 days. Roll live 42 ways. Bitches like shorty, you craze. It's all brave. It's only the bud I crave. And I don't mean Bud Light, I mean that Bud Light haze.
Hey BD man, hey Mr. Strang, give me some of that sensei. Hey BD man, hey Mr. Strang, give me some of that sensei.
Now who want what we got?
Don't let my weed.
Now who want what we got? Now who want what we got?
Señoras y señores, directamente de Chicago, Illinois, los marihuanos. ¡Aplauso, aplauso! Vamos a ver.
I guess it's time to get high. It's time to get high. It's time to get high. I said it's time to get high. I said it's time to get high. I said it's time to get high. It's time to get high. Yeah, it's time to get high. Roll up the spliff, I shoot the gift. Like cannabis sativa, I uplift. Get the freestyling when I get the smoking. If it's true skunk, then homie, I'm choking. I pass it on, I pass it on, like Cheech and Chong. Yeah. Now we'll take a hit from the bombs like Cypress Hill. So what's the deal, homie? Chill. Los marihuanos come real. So recognize, realize, legalize. Keep your eyes on the prize so you can keep on smoking them trees. Take a big hit to drop you on your knees. True G's, recognize the flame from the rag. Roll up the buds with the orange zigzags. I cannot lie, I wanna fly, I wanna fly. I guess it's time to get high. I guess it's time to get high. It's time to get high. It's time to get high. I said it's time to get high. It's time to get high. I said it's time to get high. It's time to get high. Yeah, it's time to get high. Or should I say blaze? I got that true Buddha to put you in a daze. I raise my bowl to the air. You pack it in, I pack it in, don't stare. Homie, share. Mucha they don't say as greedy. Motherfucking pack the true buds to the needy. Yes, indeedy. I pack it in a bowl, roll it in a paper, and pop in the CMB taper. Now let's ride, cruise. You can't lose. Who's got the dollar for the booze? I got 5 on it, got it good. Do what I could. Say what? Support the hood. I got bass, beats, and the rhymes. Educate myself when I read the high times. Look at my watch, 420. Oh my! Spark up the joint. It's time to get high. Time to get high.
Una jalada de esta mota, vato, y te pones como araña, loco. Eres este cabrón. Párate, cabrón.
I guess it's time to get high. It's time to get high. It's time to get high. I said it's time to get high. It's time to get high. I said it's time to get high. It's time to get high. Yeah, it's time to get high. Come on, roll it up, roll it up. Get the fucking light in, choke it up, choke it up. I I get the cutting up the blunt. I got that box of swisher so homies don't front. Hydroponic, bubonic, supersonic. It's ironic how he's up on it. True skills from the east, attacking like a beast, eating up suckers like a feast. Booyah, pony boy coming to ya, busting through ya, punk I never knew ya. So act like you know. Go ahead and plant the seed and let it grow. Let it grow. Let's smoke up a pound. Cause you know the marijuanos are down. It's time to say goodbye. But with the words of wisdom, it's time to get high. It's time to get high. On the floor, man. Hey.
Es el vato que trajiste tú.
Hey, get up. He came with you. Get the fuck out. You're taking him home. Hey, dog. You gotta get up. Get up. Come on, dog. You gotta get up. You can't handle that flame. I don't know why you came.
No, what the
marijuano's home. Come on. All right, now. Scrap's gonna take you home. Yeah. Fire up that flame. Come on, Ivan, man. Pass some papers. We out here, dog. Look.
Smoke is the way of the walk. Smoke is the way of the walk. Smoke is the way of the walk.
Countless studies have failed to find a link between cannabis smoking and cancer, and in fact have shown that heavy marijuana users have considerably fewer cancers than the general population.
Dr. Donald Pashkin is a very good researcher at UCLA. He is a pulmonologist. His research demonstrated that the incidence of lung cancer in people who smoke cannabis was less than the incidence of lung cancer in people who smoke nothing at all.
Although there's some concern that marijuana can exacerbate schizophrenia and psychosis in a few patients already suffering from these diseases, recent extensive studies in the UK have failed to support a causal relationship between marijuana and mental disorders.
Many of the people who are sort of phobic about marijuana say that it leads to schizophrenia. And I think what we really know is that's not the case, that adolescents who seem to have a bit of a thought disorder, perhaps pre-schizophrenia, find that smoking marijuana helps their thought disorder, and therefore you have more people who are schizophrenic who found that they can self-medicate with marijuana, and they smoke marijuana. It's not that marijuana is causing schizophrenia, it's that these people have discovered this as a potential therapy for their disorder.
Well, it's the alley cat popping on a hoodie mask. I think I'm a criminal, but yo, I ain't all of that. Hit you with the baseball bat when you want an elbow. Wanna mess around, you get fucked on the hill, bro. Looking like a steel toe. Real slow hits from the bong make me feel like Cheech, and I'm kicking it with Chong. Just like Cheech and Chong fighting with ice cream. Cypress Hill is here to give you a nice dream. Speaking like a roller, and you know it's real tightly. I'm like a funky beat, so why you trying to fight me? Pigs off inside me, that's not polite, G. In any hour of the day, you know I might be harassed by a pig real fast. They wanna run and kill me, always trying to grab my ass. They got no class. I hit their ass like the Buddha that's stinky. They wanna squat, but they're just so rinky-dinky. I'm the freaker, the one who freaks the funk. Sin got the Philly and he's gonna like the blood. Zipping at the kufu make me go cuckoo. Something like loco, then I turn it to this nuku. Bringing the beta, yeah, now the funk's rising. Got the beta bass and the nasal highs in. As I kick a jump, coming straight from my sinus. Crazy nasal vocals, can I make the hotties local? I remember Sister Maggie, breasts were kinda saggy. Used to sell me Buddha out of fucked up little baggies. Honeyed up a 20 even when I had no money. She said, pay me back with some Latin dick, sonny. I never went out and I don't think I'm gonna. Just for some motor, she wanted me to bone out the meaning. You think you know what I'm meaning? I got something for the hoes to be scheming on the Buddha rail. I take a trip to Hooterville, I throw you out the door.
of my big blue Seville, then light another joint. This ain't no exploitation, but we are the ones stolen in the ways of the masters. Stoned is the way of the walk. Stoned is the way of the walk. Stoned is the way of the walk. Stoned is the way of the walk.
I'm so high in the sky, high, high, high. I don't know and I just don't care for what they're playing.
I'm so high in the sky, high, high, high. I don't know and I just don't care for what they're playing. I'm so high in the sky, high, high, high. I don't know and I just don't care for what
just cheap the roach blood, fresh out the nest, trying to relax. When I walk in, see the DJ sifting through wax. Take off the Walkman, jumping Snoop's early years. Elevated, appreciating what all these girlies wear. Don't touch, I remind self as it happened. Man, I wish I had paid actors for reenactment. My beautiful sky, he dropped gray skies on it. And Unison Sigh, I call it a high moment. Cause the DJ replayed the same lame song for the 5th time. Wax that you couldn't sell on eBay. Tried to pull a chick outside, guess what she say? That's my song playing with a P-brain while y'all dance in inebriated trends. I'ma hit the parking lot and try to come up on the amp. Cause I'ma be damned if I'm a party with zombies. Back to my Walkman and the bitch that always calms me. Smoke.
I'm so high in the sky, high, high, high. I don't know and I just don't care for what they're playing. I'm so high in the sky, high, high, high. I don't know and I just don't care for what
well, my 15 kicks clean, herbs in my jeans. Highs my poppin' hip hop, so herbs in my jeans. The flies are strictly hip hop, no words in between. So I walk in, hit change, just caught the ship change. From DJ what's his name to DJ Sedated Time. Who turned the cloud I sat on into a -9. Blending retro with techno on top of a let's go echo. While chicks lift their lips at me, but won't show me they breast though. My buzz in a street fight with stray cats in the soundtrack and I'm losing. I spun but I wax on the back of a Q-tip that I'm using. While I watch these cop connoisseurs confuse it with music. Get drunk, hit the dance floor and abuse it. Just to think I paid to get baked today. Then in an odd way, paid these fuckers to take it away. Now, fuck it, I'm out, so that's okay. Like the half-ass blunt I got stashed to the back of my ashtray. Feel me?
I'm so high in the sky, high, high, high. I don't know and I just don't care for what they're playing. I'm so high in the sky, high, high, high. I don't know and I just don't care for what they're playing.
Cookies. I mean, what's it, even in the falling asleep? You can't OD from it. It's impossible. You're not going to die from it. That's not going to happen. I've tried.
For marijuana to prove fatal, you'd have to smoke 1,500 pounds within 15 minutes, and any resulting death would likely be from asphyxiation. Dozens of major studies have been published in the last few years that indicate that the chemicals in cannabis, in the lab and in animals, have a significant effect on fighting almost all major cancers, including brain, breast, prostate, lung, thyroid, colon, skin, pituitary, melanoma, and leukemia cancers. They do this by promoting the death of cancer cells that have forgotten how to die, as well as a reduction in their crucial blood supply, while leaving healthy cells untouched. But why, you may wonder, would cannabis have any effect on cancer? The answer can be explained in one word: endocannabinoids. Amazing as it sounds, we're all born with a form of cannabis already in our bodies. It's called the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system, or ECS, influences multiple physiological processes. This intricate system modulates energy intake as well as nutrient transport, metabolism, and storage. completely natural collection of compounds. Endocannabinoids are our body's own form of marijuana and are involved in most of our cells and structures. They control a variety of functions in the nervous system, heart, reproductive, and immune systems. Endocannabinoid messengers help the cells communicate. Typically, they protect our good cells while killing the bad ones, like cancer cells. In all animals, the nervous system is made of the same components. Large numbers of nerve cells carrying electrical signals. And wherever the cells meet, these signals are passed to a receptor in the next cell by a chemical messenger called a neurotransmitter. Inside the brain, there are different types of neurotransmitters, including dopamine and serotonin. All animals, from rodents to fish to elephants to humans, have inherited this basic structure. But hundreds of millions of years ago, the sea squirt and other primitive invertebrates evolved an innovation to this system.
What happened was the nervous system acquired a new chemical, if you like, that had a new flavor, a new type of chemical. And it's this chemical that is related in structure, of a similar shape to the chemical that's found in cannabis.
Because of this similarity, these new signals came to be known as cannabinoids. It was inevitable that eventually cannabis would meet its perfect partner, us. Whether you like it or not, each and every one of us is fundamentally wired to respond to cannabis. It's only an aromatic herb, yet almost every government in the world restricts or bans its use. In many countries, cannabis suppliers and even users can still be put in jail for life or even executed.
It's illegal in every country. I think there are treaties that prevent anybody from accepting marijuana as a medicine. Now, recently, Canada, Spain, and the Netherlands have sort of broken from these treaties, but I think these things are bigger than just any single country's politics.
Despite these initiatives, we want to make clear that federal law still applies, and federal officials will continue to apply the law, and DEA officials will review cases as they have to determine whether to revoke the registration of any physician who recommends or prescribes so-called Schedule I controlled substances.
Why does the corporate media continue to connect marijuana only with gangs, violent drug dealers, and society's losers, and not the growing numbers of doctors and scientists who are discovering its benefits? It is true that for those who use it regularly, pot can change your way of thinking, and it can make people question why they should continue to do things that aren't making them happy.
I like smoking marijuana. It calms me down. I just feel totally at ease. Everybody knows me. You smoke a little marijuana, Tom, you'll be great. Everything's gonna be fine, you know? Corporate world made me stressed. Extremely stressed. Totally stressed. I'm so happy I'm out of the corporate world. It's amazing.
In essence, grass can make you feel that the past and the future are not as important as the present. It has the potential to alter the very nature of consciousness by opening up the mind to unpredictable possibilities. That doesn't sit well with those who insist on remaining in control.
It's a very simple reality. Marijuana leads to doing worse things. That's just a fact. I don't care what anybody says, what the debate is.
We've heard that for years, that it's a gateway drug. What do you say to that, Congressman Paul?
Well, I think that's silly. Probably the most addictive drug in the country, in the world, is alcohol. So if you're a consistent person and you think the government should be regulating personal behavior, you have to be for prohibition of alcohol. And when you look back and throughout history and what happened to that was a total disaster. It created the Al Capones.
If you look at the total disaster that's happened with medical marijuana, anybody in the United States can go to California and go find a doctor and buy the marijuana. And simply, marijuana is not a medicine.
Cannabis is a natural substance and therefore can't be patented. Anyone with a green thumb can grow it. And so its production could be in the hands of the people, not the corporations that run a $200 billion a year cancer business. It may not be a coincidence that pharmaceutical companies are silently preparing for what could easily become a total revolution in the curing habits of the world's population. GW Pharmaceuticals, a company company that specializes in the study and commercialization of cannabinoids, has already established a full-cycle facility in an undisclosed location in the south of England, where they oversee the cultivation of the plant right to the finished medical product. This facility grows 30 to 60,000 plants every year. Once the marijuana is ready for processing, it undergoes the same exact treatment for extraction and refinement that is forbidden to regular citizens around the world.
Amazingly, GW Pharmaceuticals, who is this company that has 6 greenhouses in a secret location in the south of England, and each greenhouse has a different strain of marijuana in it. Each greenhouse has 10,000 plants in it. Each of the plants is a clone of the other. So they've standardized this stuff. Now their product was approved for sale in Canada for treatment of multiple sclerosis, the muscle spasm and the pain related to that.
This is a spray.
This is an under-the-tongue spray. And the reason they went with the spray was they felt that they would have a hard time getting by the regulators if they had people smoking.
In the United States, things are moving fast as well.
Breast cancer kills more than 41,000 American women every year. Researchers in the San Francisco lab are working to shrink that number, and they're doing it with an unusual weapon, marijuana, or at least a compound from it.
And what we found is that this compound called cannabidiol was particularly effective at inhibiting aggressive breast cancers.
I have a lot of faith in pharmaceutical companies and their ability to make money. And I think that if you take a look at what's going on now, first off, you've got an awful lot of basic science that's going on in regards to cannabis and cannabinoids. And some of this research is being paid for by pharmaceutical companies.
We know that this compound extracted from cannabis is non-toxic in patients because it has already been used for different kind of disease.
The benefits may not stop there. Scientists say the cannabis compound may fight other aggressive cancers, including prostate cancer. The next step, animal studies, then clinical trials. So it may be several years before patients may benefit from the cannabis cancer fighter.
Cannabis contains 421 chemicals, more than 60 of which are cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are a unique class of compounds not found anywhere else in nature. A colorful plant with antioxidant activity, cannabis is subject to few predators and has even been utilized as an insect repellent.
It's quite an amazing spectrum of compounds that are in that plant. And what's so unique and incredible about them is they are touching on this incredible system that pervades all of us and regulates everything from, I tell people, cradle to grave because it's in mother's milk.
Another stress to which pot plants are subject results from their daily exposure to the radiation produced by ultraviolet sunlight. This has created certain unique defenses in cannabis.
Why would this plant have evolved THC, the psychoactive compound? What was the reason for the cannabis plant?
I consider that accumulation of THC give a lot of privilege to cannabis. For example, this plant very resistant to ultraviolet. Extremely.
So it's like a defense against ultraviolet light at this altitude?
Yes.
The same chemical that protects the plant may well have a preventative anti-cancer effect inside the human body, since THC and other cannabinoids are scavengers of disease-causing free radicals.
What our cannabinoid system is evolved to do many hundreds of millions of years has been to protect us from those kinds of imbalances, to restore the kind of health that we need. And because of our environment in particular, and because we are living longer, we need to be able to adapt very rapidly today. And we can't do that on an evolutionary scale. The way for us to do that as people, as intelligent people, is to make sure we're eating good diets, stay away from toxins, and eat these essential fatty acids, and when necessary, consume cannabinoids.
Modern medicine, under the pharmaceutical-based paradigm, has been looking for targeted therapies. So instead of looking for a medicine that can treat nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, depression, pain, anxiety, we look for something that can block, this enzyme inside the cell's membrane. And so that's, what we're taught is medicine. The other things are considered snake oil. Anything that can do that many things that effectively makes people a little bit leery.
Faced with all these new discoveries, one is brought to question what stops marijuana from being legalized for medical use all across the country. And it's not only doctors calling for legalization.
I was opposed to the medical marijuana initiative because it created a more phenomenon. You've got marijuana that's legal and you've got marijuana that's illegal. And therefore you've got a built-in problem is how do you determine who's legal and who isn't? And of course, with it being illegal, it's a built-in government price. So as long as it's illegal, there's going to be money in it. If it was being criminalized, everybody could go in their backyard, nobody'd go by ripping them off at gunpoint or any other thing because it wouldn't be worth anything.
During these last few months, I told our country and I told the world, shut the fuck up and smoke my weed.
The fuck? Where's the weed? I'm up. The headband's calling me. Handle things accordingly. Thank the Lord, grab my papers. Time for early session. Head stash the size of the pillow I rest my head on. Dead on, dip in my ashtray instead. Got one pre-roll, so breakfast in bed it is. That lemon lime shit, bomb shit. Still hungry, leftovers in my grinder. This a continental kush breakfast. So good, got a nigga going for seconds. I'm a continental type of nigga. Continental flights, first class attender, mile high member, high times dizzer. Fly as fuck somewhere puffin' on killer. George W, the W stands for winner. Don't make me push the button on you niggas.
As the world keep turning and this kush keep burning, wake and bake every morning like the sun when it's rising. I live, just alive. The connect's confidential and the weed's continental, like the planes in my Bentley and my Rollies presidential with eyes. So they lie.
Wake up and smell a dour. It's still a marathon. I'm lighting hour after hour here on in. That PK starting to creep up. Niggas falling, tapping out, trying to keep up. Catch me if you can, Mr. Kemp Dog Man. Lit rise up and I finish bread trend. Bring baby lungs out of the cradle, trying to smoke with the big boys who smoke them under the table for real. I don't smoke Nick Ills, it ill. Try this Bubba Kush out, see how this feel. High off 2 pools, you got a good deal. Room all cloudy off that Humboldt County. It's the beginning of a good day. Good morning, Autobahn, where's the good haze? Neighbors beefing about the smell, but I'm sorry. Every morning I religiously salute Mr. Molly with
the world keep turning and this kush keep burning, wake and bake every morning like the sun when it's rising. I live, just alive. The connect's confidential and the weed's continental, like the planes in my Bentley and my Rollies presidential with eyes. So they lie.
Some of my finest hours have been spent on my back veranda, smoking hemp and observing as far as my eye can see. Thomas Jefferson, 1781.